grandparent interview for Jeff Davis's A Push Class 5th Hour due to the first recording stopping in the middle. We took off at...
We left off at my family vacations, which were just basically up north, going for a week up north, fishing. My mother didn't like to travel very far, so that's what we did. That was our 1 week vacation in the summer.
Did you guys go anywhere else other than up north when you went on vacation?
Nope, that was it.
Just went up north?
Just went up north, yep.
What role did your mom play in the family?
My mom mainly was the housewife and, you know, making us kids do our correct jobs of, you know, hoeing and stuff like that, you know. So, basic housewife.
Basic housewife. At what age did you get married?
I got married at age 22 and had my first child. And I started teaching that year also, and had my first child at 24, which was Ryan's mom, Susan.
You already answered when you met Grandpa. Where did you guys live when you first got married?
We lived in this house right here that we're in. It was just a basic little tiny house. We added on the kitchen and we added on the double car garage. So we've lived here, you know, for all 50 years.
At what age did you have children? When did you have, like...
24. I was 24.
You were 24?
Yep, so 2 years after I got married, I had your mom.
How did you end up in Port Huron?
I ended up in Port Huron because my husband got a job in 1962 at Port Huron High School, and I'm from Reese, Michigan, and when I graduated in 1964, the principal at Roosevelt School was from Reese, Michigan, and so I think that helped me get my first kindergarten job. So I started teaching kindergarten in 1964.
What did do you remember anything about the events such as the JFK assassination? What do you remember about that?
When JFK was assassinated, I was at Central Michigan University, and I remember I was walking through the rec room, which, you know, in those days, you know, you didn't have TVs and all that kind of stuff in your dorm room. If you wanted to watch TV and that, you had to go down to the rec room. And I was walking through the rec room on my way to class, and everybody was huddled up around the TV, and they were very quiet and crying and everything. And so, you know, I said, what happened? And that's when they said that John Kennedy had been assassinated. So it was a pretty sad day.
What do you remember from the Challenger explosion?
The Challenger, I remember I was teaching kindergarten at Woodrow Wilson, and of course, you know, we had TVs in our classrooms back then, and so a note was quickly sent around, you know, don't turn on your TVs, because, you know, they gave us a note and a thing that happened, and then at lunchtime, we turned on the TV in the staff room and saw how it happened.
What would you say is the biggest event of your life?
The biggest events of my life, I think, was, you know, getting married and teaching, you know, kindergarten for 30 years. And then right now my greatest adventures are my grandchildren, like Ryan, and we have Nolan, who's 14, and Camden, who is 10, and just being involved in their activities, like Ryan's in football and with band, and Nolan and Camden are over in the Lansing area, so we try to go to as many things that they go to. And then, of course, in July, Dick and I had our 50th anniversary, and we took a trip to Hawaii. So that was a great adventure.
Hold on a second. I need to answer this question.
Ryan is taking a time out to check his other video that he did for the first half. This is Bailey. This is Dick's Pride and Joy Bailey, who had to become involved in the interview. Oh, now Ryan's dressing up for the part.
Yeah. The question is, compare teens today to teens in your generation.
Compare teens today to teens in my generation. You can see Ryan put on his black leather jacket, and he's got his sunglasses, but he does not act like the teens in my generation. Back then it was the black, leather jackets and the chains hanging off of, their belt. I think the teens of this generation are, I don't know, not as, they're well-rounded in technology and that, but I think a lot of them don't have the work ethics and the goals that we had as teens. I think we had to work harder as teens rather than the teens of today. Of course, I don't let Ryan get away with anything, so I guess I'm harder on him because, he lives near me. But I just wonder what's going to happen, to our teens, like they don't teach cursive writing in school anymore. Like Ryan, he prints everything. Nolan prints everything. Camden prints everything. And so I think, now that we have all this technology, a lot of things that I figure that kids should have for their future, they're not getting. But who knows? I won't be around to see it.
What do some things cost, like now that back then, like how do you compare them?
Right. Well, I remember back in 1962, when my husband got his first job here at the Port Huron Area Schools, his salary was $4,600 a year, $4,600 for a year. I run that through my checkbook in a month now, and and with that money, he was able to buy a new car. We bought a down payment on the house, and stamps back in 1964 were 5 cents, where now they're 49 cents, and milk was 49 cents a gallon, and look what price it is now. And gasoline, what did we say gasoline was a gallon?
30 cents.
Gasoline in 1964 was 30 cents a gallon, and now look at, we've had to pay almost $4. So, quite a change.
Yeah. What has been the most important technological advance in your life?
In my lifetime, I think the phones, the cell phone, which I don't have a iPhone or anything like that, and I think like the iPad has been, a technological, invention that I enjoy.
Yeah.
I really enjoy my iPad, and with the computers too, and I promise I'm going to get a new phone.
And that about does it. So this has been my grandparent interview with my grandma, Janet Hilliker. And this is, I'm Ryan Duda, to restate what I said. I'm doing this for Jeff Davis's 5th hour A-push class for the 20 points extra credit. Thank you. And Mr. Davis, if you're watching this, I suppose you probably want to make sure your head's still shining when you come back to the school, because I know someone will notice it.